Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Wednesday night, time for a Facebook Live. So if you're here tonight, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're watching. So give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're. My goodness, my computer is making sounds, so let's see if we can make that stop. But give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you're watching so I'll know you're here. Let's see if that fixed that. I think it did. Yesterday, my computer was misbehaving. It didn't have sound. I had to work on getting the sound back. And then I guess now that it was back, it thought it would just go crazy and make a bunch of noise. So it's Wednesday night, time for one of our Facebook Lives. It is the end of the catalog, of the old annual catalog. You just have, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 more days left, I think, about to order from the old annual catalog. And of course, a lot of those things are on last chance. Some of them are sold out. There's all kinds of things going on, so you'll want to check that out in case there was anything you wish you had gotten. There's also still some nice products left on the clearance rack. One of those we're going to use tonight. Hi, Claudia. Thanks for joining me tonight and letting me know that you're here, and I hope you can hear me. So yesterday and today, I've been playing with the Apple Harvest set. This set is carrying over, but the dies were a limited edition. I think they were maybe a celebration item last year, but they were still on the clearance rack this morning. So if you want this stamp set, get it now, and then the dies on the clearance rack. Have no idea how long they'll last on the clearance rack. You might want to take your chances for May 2nd and get them then, if that's what you want. But it's a fun little set. It has The Greatest Gift is a Good Friend, Hope You're Feeling Better, I Always Need Get Well card, sentiments, and Thanks for Your Kindness. So this is one I made yesterday. I realized after I took pictures I didn't put any bling on it. I think I will go back and put some of the black resin dots on here. It was just leftover paper using up Parakeet Party. This one, very simple, using some of the DSP again. I see there one of my dots fell off, so I'll just put a new one on there. How's that? Well, the sticky background is there, but the dot disappeared, didn't it? We'll add that back. That's okay. And then this one here uses the new Countryside Corner die and leftover paper from the farm set. I thought that kind of went with the apple theme, and it's got apple blossoms on there. So all easy peasy cards. So we're going to make another one tonight, but a little different. It has a sort of a fun fold to it, one that's easy, not too complicated. So let's get started. We're going to start with the same, some leftover from the farm DSP. I thought that looked appley. And we're going to use Cherry Cobbler. And this is just 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4. Just one piece that's the base of your card. I love springtime too, Anne. Fall is my favorite season, but I always look forward to spring also. So that's our card base. We can go ahead and do our stamping and coloring. Hopefully it won't take too long. We're going to stamp this image, the apple and a half of an apple, and then some cherry blossoms. We'll do a little coloring. Oh, I meant to get an ink pad. I think I will get a green one in a minute. Don't let me forget, because we're going to use that. Since this is cherry cobbler, then our apple is going to be a cherry cobbler apple here. So I have light cherry cobbler and dark cherry cobbler. I think we'll start with the light. I will say this is, I noticed yesterday, this little coloring right around the edge of the half of an apple, it's tiny. I thought about getting just the marker to see if it had a little smaller tip. We'll just be real careful here and try not to go out of the line. There we go. It's not too bad. The larger apple's not going to be quite so hard. But this skinny little part here might be hard if you have shaky hands. Not too bad. Now I think we can color with the broader tip on the larger apple. This tip needs a little help. Your nibs do wear out after a while. Oops, got on the leaf a little bit. I think we'll be okay. I have my eye on that little space right there. There's no way I can get close there. We'll have to switch ends. And I'm not so sure if I'm going to put any dark here. I think I will, just a little. I mean, put that in. Yeah, we'll give it a little shiny spot on our apple there. And then I'm going to go see if I have a better light cherry cobbler. That might have a little, I think it's even worse. So you know what that means. It's going to have to go on my to order list. But that's not too bad. Let's see, I think I have my, color lifter. And we'll went out of the line just a teeny bit there, not too bad. We'll clean up that leaf a little bit. We'll let that dry a minute while we do new color pecan pie for our branch. If you use small strokes, I think for me, it tends to work a little better. You have a little more control over where the ink goes. Now we'll get our greens out, and I think we'll use Old Olive. Oh, I have to push hard on that one. So we'll put some dark on the lines, real scribbly. You don't want straight lines. And then we'll blend that out with the light Old Olive. These smaller spaces here have me working with the smaller tip tonight. Now, if you've tried our blends and you're not happy with them, you just need to practice, practice, practice. But one of the things I can tell you is you want to use our paper. You don't want to use paper from a big box store that was cheaper. Our paper with the smooth finish will give you a much easier blending. It's just much easier to blend on smooth paper. And I've bought the paper from the big box stores for some projects, but never with blending or coloring, because the smoothness of our cardstock is what makes it work better. It's hard to blend when the paper is rough or lumpy. Now these flowers really don't get much color, but I'm going to use another new color, the light bubble bath. And we'll just add a little bit of shade pink on there. Not a whole lot, just enough to give a hint. Also, I'm going to put just a tad on the edge of the flesh of our fruit there. Not much, just a little hint. I think we can use pecan pie on the seed also. Could use crumb cake, but I don't have it here, so We'll make our seed brown. Now we're ready to die cut this. And let's see. We'll just pop that on there. Run it through the cut and emboss machine. And be ready to go. And there's our pretty little apple blossom. Now we're going to do some embossing in a minute, so let me go ahead and switch my plates while I've got my hands on them. Now, you know, these cherry blossoms need some Wink of Stella on them. That'll also blend some of that ink out. You could put some on the apple so it would look juicy, but I think I'm not going to do that. Now this is our fun fold part. We have 2.5 by 11, and it's scored at 5.5. And then we have a piece of white to go on top, but that's kind of plain and not very exciting. So we're going to run that through the cut and emboss machine. We're going to use that crosshatch die again, embossing folder. I think that's my new favorite these days. Just gives a little texture. I thought I had cut enough pieces for the inside. I must have imagined that, but we'll cut another one. This is going to get glued to the front of our little flap. And then this will get adhered to our card base. And now our fun fold will just be a little flap. You might want to use tear and tape here if you felt like it needed the extra stick, but I think Tombo's gonna be enough as long as you put enough on there. And just eyeball that. Hope this plaid is sort of straight. I'm going to go ahead and cut the piece for the inside that I thought I had cut. Must have been my imagination. And I think we can cut it at that was 2.5, so we'll cut it at 2 3/8. 5 3/8, and we'll see if that's right. It is. Math at this time of night, it's not happening. It's bad enough during the day, but late evening, I'm not going to put a sentiment on this card. I want it to be where I can just use it when I'm ready. I can add a sentiment or just let it be a little note to send to somebody. Now we're going to go ahead and put our little card together. So our apples, I don't know why I was thinking cherry blossoms, will go here. But I want to put, since we're going a little bit country, we'll put some black and white gingham behind it. Gingham is always in style. I don't think it does have its moments, but right now it's pretty stylish. And I'm not real fond of country, but I like gingham. Did you ever have a gingham dress when you were little? I had one with yellow checks. Yellow and white. Let's see if that's pretty good right there. And when we put our dimensionals on there, that will help hold that gingham down also. That one wanted to pick up the backing. As usual, I'm on the end of a sheet of dimensionals. I think I'll have to put oh, there's one left. Look, we can put that one up here. Of course, you know I'll be using those edge pieces also. I just think this is sweet. There's just easy peasy. It's a little different. I had some extra blossoms. I could put that on the inside, but we do need some bling. Now these are sweet sorbet. Really don't think they look like sweet sorbet. They certainly don't look like cherry cobbler, but we're going to color them with cherry cobbler. And by the time they dry, we'll give them a second to dry. We'll put them on there. We can go ahead and put our two little cherry blossoms on the inside. Cherry blossoms. I keep saying that. Apple blossoms. Claudia, is there a song about apple blossoms? I think. Or is it about cherry blossoms? You're the song master. All right, let's put some of these on here and we'll be just about finished. But then I have another a card I decided to make at the very last minute. You know, simple. I love simple, but I like this new. It's not new, it's just I haven't done it in a while. Fun little card to add to our apple stash, not cherry stash. That's right, we're going to change the colors. We're even going to change this card and change the stamp, because this afternoon I had gotten, we all got, not all, some of us got new products if you were a demonstrator, and I've been trying not to look at them. And so I opened up a pack of paper this afternoon, and it's Countryside Inn. Blue is my favorite color, and I adore rabbits. I couldn't believe this piece of paper. And look at this paper. There's those cute little rabbits. And look at the little birds. And these flowers. Guess what? There's an embossing folder that matches that. These little fox. Trees. And then the backs are just simpler designs. Well, we're going to use these rabbits. And the card's going to be just a tiny bit different, because I'm stingy with my paper sometimes. And I did not want to waste this paper with these rabbits. So I decided you don't have to use a whole sheet, because you put this thing down in the middle. So I decided I would hoard my paper. Now, in 12 months, ask me if I have any of this paper left. I bet I will. But when I saw those rabbits, I thought, oh my goodness, we have to make a bunny card tonight. Look at that baby. And we've got our white piece to go on the front. This is Night of Navy. This is boho blue. And I'm mixing colors this time. So I'm going to run this through with the new folder. Let's see where I put it. And it has that design like the paper that we just looked at. This is called Countryside Blossoms. So see, it's got that pattern. So we will run that through. Isn't the paper gorgeous, Anne? Oh, it doesn't take much for me, but to be happy with blue paper. So now we have that. We can go ahead and put that on our front. I noticed this was not scored. I mean, it's probably scored right, but I need to use the bone folder to give it a good straight edge there. So we'll add the white. You could do either side. Both of these are pretty. that worked out. I did not intentionally do that, but look, I got the flower pretty much towards the middle. And then we have a plain one for the inside. We can leave it blank for our message. I don't know if you can see over here to my right, I have about 15 blends, all color, because all the colors. It's going to take me a while to put them back in order. Clean this workspace off. Okay, so there's our pretty card front with our sweet little bunnies. We need to have an image here, so we're going to stamp this bunny and then give him a collar of flowers. I guess that a bouquet of flowers around his neck. Her neck, whichever one we feel like. Unfortunately, this is not the bunny that has the punch, but he's pretty easy to cut out. So we can do that. And guess what? We're going to color him blue. So I pulled out boho and pool party. Then we'll do our flowers after we do the bunny. Because this has, it looks like to me that looks like pool party. Those little blue flowers. So we're going to start with light pool party. It's okay to have a blue rabbit. It's blue on the paper. So he can be blue on our card. This must be a fairly new plant. I for sure am getting a new cherry cobbler. That was awful. And we'll do the inside his ears. Give him some his little feet. I have my blends in rainbow order. Oh, the Anderson sisters, I'll be with you in apple blossom time. Thank you, Robert. I knew there was a song about apple blossoms. And there better not be anybody on here that says who are the Andrew sisters. Because I'm sure most of us are of the age that we know who that is. This is the light boho blue. Isn't it a pretty color? It's got just a hint of lavender to it. Not much, but a little. Now we'll use the fine tip down here, and I think I can switch to the, oh, we better use the fine tip on his little paws. You know, back to colors, I used to do color group, and then about maybe 3 years ago I switched to rainbow order, and it took me quite a while to adjust to that. But now that I have it, I'm not going to go back, I don't think, even though I like both ways. Maybe you should do it, switch every 3 or 4 years to keep your brain active. I don't know. I've read switching the way you do things makes your brain have to work harder, so that's probably a good thing. Like if you're right-handed, try to eat with your left hand. Or vice versa. I think on the little feet we can use the dark boho and give a little shading. I imagine feet get dirty. There's our sweet little bunny. Now we need our flowers. Let's see. We'll do some more bubble bath. That is, yeah, light bubble bath. These are just going to be springtime flowers because the blue paper really doesn't have much in it in the way of color. We'll use a yellow for our inside. Let's see. Well, let me see. I can do one more. Oh, do I have fresh freesia here? Or... yeah, let's do a fresh freesia. Like I said, I have a bazillion markers here to the point where I can't tell which one's which. I think we'll do a little yellow flower. Let's see what is... that's Daffodil Delight. Let's do a lemon lolly flower. And then we'll use Daffodil Delight for the insides. I think we got enough blends over here. And then I pulled out Berry Burst, a returning color. it looks fuchsia, like a fuchsia, but it's not really that. It's more fruity looking, like a berry. And then we'll do a green leaf. And that'll have to be Granny Apple green for springtime, not Old Olive. Now we'll do some fussy cutting. I don't think these will be too hard though. The flower's about the hardest. But we won't really worry about getting all those little end pieces. We'll just go around the edges. There's no way you could cut all those little berries. I think they'd break off if you tried to cut too close. Look at that sweet blue bunny. Blue bunny ice cream, isn't? See, so it's okay to have blue rabbits. This is pretty easy to quickly snip this little sweetie pie. There he is. Now we're going to assemble all our pieces here. We want him to go on there, and we want the little bouquet of flowers around his neck. I think we'll glue those down. Rather than put them on with a dimensional. Look how springtimey that is. Look, we've got a few more cherry blossoms. Y'all are gonna slap me. Apple blossoms, we might be able to use those. I don't know. But he needs something behind him. So I'm going to use some patterned vellum. This has got polka dots on it, and this is 2 3/8 inch punch. So we'll just add a vellum. That helps. Vellum is a kind of like the neutrals. It helps define things, but it really doesn't add an extra color. And then we're going to punch out some branches. We're going to use the bow punch. And we'll do Night of Navy. We'll do some boho. Might go ahead and punch one of these extra seed potty looking ones. And then we'll do fresh freesia. That's because I had these scraps left from the other day. And now let's see how we're going to put this together. I think we'll put this on with a piece of tear-in tape. It'll be behind the rabbit. Nobody will know it's there, and it will help hold it in place. You can also change the look of this depending on where you put your little focal point. Now we'll put that little rabbit. We're going to have to use some edge pieces here because that's okay. I think that'll actually work pretty good for a rabbit. Might put a little mini dimensional there and there. That looks like he should be pretty stable. Oh, I'm wondering if those dimensionals are going to show on the back side. Nope, they won't. I didn't want them to show on the inside of the card, but I don't think they will. Now we're just going to work on where we're going to put these cute little things. I think actually I'm going to trim this one down a little bit. It will go right about, I think we can use a glue dot and get that just perfect. We're going to pick it up with our pick tool and slide it back there. That's going to hold that in place with no problem. Now the dark blue one, I don't want it to look quite so out there, so I think we'll put it behind. I think we can trim that down a little bit also. Yeah, let it peek out a little. We'll put that on there with a glue dot. Now we can add our little colorful ones however we see fit. I like that one. I'm not sure about this one. Let's see if that should be, I think that should be blue. I think we'll use some Tombow on this one. Just have to talk to myself, make sure I'm designing what I like. I think everybody does that when they're crafting. Sometimes it's nice words and sometimes not so nice. That is adorable. I don't think we need the apple blossoms though. They're too big. We'll just put them up there for another time. But I think we need a little bow. I'm going to use the end of my crinkle, white crinkle ribbon. Let's see if a little, what a small bow might be what we want. Not sure. We might need a little bigger than that. No, I think that's going to be okay. Doesn't need to be a big, heavy-duty bow. We have boho blue ribbon, but it's pretty thick, and I didn't want it on this soft sweet card. Could have colored this with the blends or ink. You know, there's so many ways you can dye the ribbon. I think we'll put that down there by his thumper feet. We got to add some bling too. I got the bling here. You're going to have to help me figure out which one, though. I love these. I think I need a dress made out of those. That paper. So we have this. I think those are boho blue, copper, and lemon lolly. And then these are boho blue. I'm not sure, faceted or shiny. At first I thought I wanted the faceted, but I'm looking at that shiny, thinking it might need to be shiny. So we'll try that. These are new. This set is called the In Color color dots. So it's Pebbled Path, Wild Wheat, Berry Burst, is it Copper Clay, and Boho Blue. Pecan Pie. It's not copper. Now, where are we going to put these? I always struggle. We need some up here, though, so that's not a issue. These, I think, do better with the pick tool that's more like a spatula. It seems to slide under this kind of bling. Maybe. There we go. It's a hard decision. We'll put one there. These are tricky to get off. They're the only ones that I have a little bit of trouble with. Then we'll put one over here. It's because they're so thin. I've got to find all the end caps there. Okay. So do you like this new design? New, old but new. It's a cute little bunny. And it stands up. It's kind of like a little easel card. So there we have apples and rabbits. Fun way to spend the night, evening. There's our little stand-up cards. If you wanted, you could put it over here. You can have your design, like I said, move it around on your card for the design you're looking for or hoping for. You could even have 3 things, I guess. I don't know. So thanks for joining me tonight, and I hope that you have a fabulous weekend, and I will be back Monday. Bye.